Hey guys, sorry I'm a bit scruffy today. It was kind of a getting stuff done working day, so I didn't bother cleaning up too good. As promised, I wanted to tell you about the Arlo cameras that we got the other day. They're really cool. Highly recommended. So far so good. So yeah, we got the cameras installed. We got them all mounted where I want them. I'm going to show you a couple of views from this camera. I'm not going to show you what else I got going on because I don't want you to see where else I got it going on. OPSEC, if you know what I mean. Anyway, but this one I don't mind. We might mount another one later outside here. Probably a little more driveway oriented, watch the cars kind of thing. But so far I'm very pleased with this product. They've been running for about 2 weeks now. The batteries are still at the 90% mark-ish. Here's an image showing you where this battery is at currently. They're doing really well. I'm really happy with the battery life of the cameras. I am especially happy with how easy they were to set up. Like I said, the guy that I work with that has them, he told me all about it. He gave me a really in-depth I guess synopsis of, he was very detailed about how they work, how they set up, all that stuff, everything. So it's part of the reason I went with, it's not part of the reason, it's a big part of the reason I went with these cameras instead of something else. Other things I saw for similar money, you got a few more cameras, you got a little bit more features on the DVR, I think. There's other security systems that you can get. I'm going to tell you, one of the things I like about this is there are no fees. There's no monthly fee to operate this camera. Now, you can upgrade the app to do things, and I'm not going to get into that because I don't know what it does. I haven't looked into it and I don't care. The very simple reason is I don't care. You can pay a fee and get more functionality out of this camera system. I don't care. I don't need it. And I'm going to tell you how this sets up and why. This functions as I can look live at any time, and I'm going to be rolling pictures in and out here as we're going along, and I'm telling you about this stuff, so hopefully that helps. But anytime you can click on any one of the cameras, they are all Wi-Fi connected to the internet. That was super easy to set up. I mean, incredibly easy. It walks you through the process, and it's so simple. It's just unbelievably simple. They're all connected to the base station, which is connected to the Wi-Fi, which talks to your phone. So as you're going along through the day, you can pull the app up at any time. It takes a second or two for the thing to catch up, and then you're looking live, minus 3 to 5 seconds, I think. Here's a picture of me standing out here looking at the tripod, setting the camera up and everything. The thing is I didn't capture the screenshot of me capturing the screenshot because it's not 100% live. Yeah, it's not 100% live. There's a few seconds drag on it, which is fine. The only place I really see that being a problem, there's a feature when you're looking at the live feed, you can push the microphone and then it will bring up a microphone. There's a microphone on the bottom of the camera. There's also a speaker. So you click on the microphone, it brings it up. Sometimes it doesn't load up. It has a hard time syncing with everything back and forth in between, however that works. But most of the time it loads up. You push and hold the microphone and you can talk, and you can be heard over the speaker. seen the guy at work do it. His wife was, we were sitting there talking at lunch one day. His wife came in the front door, he clicked the thing, and his is a little bit faster than mine. I don't know why that is, but anyway, he held the thing and goes, "What's up?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm just getting home." And he's like, "Cool, good to see you," or something. I don't remember what all he said anyway. But these do that. So like if you look at the live feed and you see somebody at the door, you can hold the microphone and, "Hey, what are you doing?" "Oh, I'm leaving a package," or, "Oh, I'm stealing your package." The guy left. That's the thing. So that's kind of cool because you can kind of address the issue right now. Now, this isn't reporting to a service. There's no monthly fee to get this to work. What it's doing is communicating with your phone. So there are 2 modes on this. There's disarmed. Well, there's several modes. I'll get into that real quick. There's disarmed, where the cameras are just there and they're not doing anything. They're quiet. Now, remember, there's no wires. I didn't have to run a wire out here. I didn't have to drill a hole in the wall. The only holes I drilled was for the mount. The camera is just mounted up there. On this mount, it's mounted by a screw. If you look at this other mount real quick, these are magnetized, and they're like neodymium magnets. They're really strong. And the magnets are in the camera, which means you can mount it to a refrigerator. Any metal surface you can mount it to, and we tried that. You saw that in the last video. Anyway, I think that's really cool. One screw, the little ball that gives you all the angles that you saw just now in the picture, wherever you want to set it. That one screw, and that thing hangs there, and you just get it where it's just tight. It slides on tight, and that thing works great. But anyway, there's no wires. It's all Wi-Fi. I've got one camera on the very outside edge of the Wi-Fi, and I have not had a device yet work in that area for the Wi-Fi. I'm not going to go into details where it's at, but it works fine. So the signal, what it's picking up is really good. The signal's broadcasting is really good. There's a little bit more of a lag on the live feed for that camera than the other 2. Like I said before, we got the 3-camera system. Really like it. You saw how much we paid. I showed you that. So anyway, you can do that. You can set up motion zones inside of the field of view. If you don't want the whole thing to set off the thing on motion, you can just have that little square set off the thing on motion. When it sets it off, it records for like 10 to 15 seconds. As long as there's continuous motion in that zone, the camera keeps recording. So lately, when the kids get home in the afternoon, I see that happening. Boom, it's like I get a text message, boom, on the phone. I pull the phone out, I can look if I want. And if I know it's that time of day, I don't necessarily look every time, but I have to keep an eye on my text messages anyways, because we use the texting from work to kind of manage everybody's day. Anyway, pull the thing up with the camera. It records 15 or however many seconds of video, and we see what's going on. If somebody's delivering a package and leaving it on the front door, or if somebody's coming up to try to get that package, we got a little bush here to hide behind for the package, so hopefully they don't see it. Not a lot of people come down our little cul-de-sac anyways. We're on a cul-de-sac. There's only one way in, one way out. There's always neighbors home. So I was watching Tim Pool the other day. Somebody decided to mess around at his house at 4 a.m. or whatever it was. You ain't gonna get very far in this neighborhood, Abuela's next door. They're always home. Neighbor across the street's home a lot of times. So I really like the situation we got here. We all look out for each other. We all talk. We have neighborhood watch established very well. We have a very solid neighborhood watch. So this just kind of adds to that. As long as I'm in my Wi-Fi zone, I can take one of these cameras out. I can just pull it off of that little magnetic ball and stick it on the fence post, or not the fence post, the light post at the edge of my property here, and that's still going to reach because it's about the same distance as the outside one, and it'll work. and I can look down the street and see what's going on. So this is a very good augmentation of our neighborhood watch system that we already have in place, where we're all looking out for each other. But like I say, I can set up these zones for motion. I can arm the thing, and that's the term, is armed in the app. I can arm it so that when any of the zones go, all of the cameras start recording. Or I can have it where when you just say armed, that camera has a trigger and that camera starts recording. That's how it is most of the time. You can also program it. You can also program it different ways. You can have it set where this camera triggers all of them record, or only this camera is armed. So like the system's armed, all the cameras are armed, but only this one triggers, only this one records, the others don't do anything, and they don't trigger. So at night when I'm going to bed, I set it so the front door is armed and the other two aren't, because the other two are internal. I don't need to see what's going on with them. They're in the house. A little more information I wanted to share, but you got some information there. Anyway, I really like that. The other thing you can do is set up times. So these things all arm as I'm leaving for work. They all disarm as I'm getting home for work. Usually what happens is when the boys get home, I disarm it. I don't want to, they're triggering things as they're moving through the house. I don't want those boom, 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 boom text messages going on, right? And remember, the whole time we're talking about this, there's no alarm fee to this. I'm not paying a monthly service fee. There's none of that junk is going on. This isn't like The Ring. This isn't like Simply Safe, where I've got to pay them to make the system work. And I think Simply Safe has one where you don't have to pay them and it does similar things. But it tells me, and then I can look at the image and go, I need to call the cops. You know, I don't have to worry about my alarm company calling the cops. And then I get here, I don't know how it is in other places in the world, but here, if your alarm system goes off and it calls the cops and the cops come out and it's nothing, I think you get 2 or 3 of those where they don't really say anything. They just kind of write a report on it and that's it. After that, you start getting fined. You get fined. I'm not going to go into a political rant about the taxes we pay on these services, or, you know, why are we getting fined for them doing their job. I'm not going to go into all that stuff, but you start getting fined. So I don't want that. I don't want to have to apply for an application and pay a fee to get an alarm permit. I don't need that with this. It's not an alarm. It's just telling me there's movement, and then it shows me the video. Any of the videos, and they rotate out. I think it's 30 days. They rotate out after 30 days is what I got it set for. I think you can change that. It can go more often. The guy at work that was telling me about this, he's got one, and it's set to the maximum sensitivity. The whole field of view is set as a thing, and every cat that walks across his yard, every car that drives by, the thing records 10 minutes of video, or 10 seconds of video, 15, whatever it is, on his. So he's recording all day, every day. He's always recording, and he's got it set to silent so it doesn't bother him, right? That's the way he wants it. I don't want that. I don't want to see what's going on the street. I don't care. If you didn't walk up on my front porch, and you saw the view there, if you didn't walk up on the front porch, I don't want to know. I don't care. It's not my problem. I don't even have the driveway right now where motion sets it off. A little too often, as you can see here, the cat sets it off, and that's the neighborhood cat. That's Miss Priss, or I don't. We have a name for her, but I'm not going to tell that joke here. I was being obnoxious with Gabe one day. Maybe I'll tell this story someday. Anyway, so yeah, that's the thing with that is I have it set up so if you walk up in the front yard and the front porch, if you walk up the drive, it starts recording. So I see the boys coming home from school every day. I see when mom gets home if I leave it on, that kind of stuff. It's really good. So things to remember about this: it's inexpensive to get started. The batteries are long lasting. That guy that I told you about, he put on his front door, he put a solar panel to keep the battery charged up. because he's recording constantly. I'm not set up that way, so I don't have to worry about it. You saw how much battery I've got left on these after 2 weeks. I think they're going to be fine. We'll charge them once a month. You know, as long as the internet's working here, we're fine, and the internet is good. It's really good. So our ping rate is really low. Our megabytes per second up and down are really good. There's still a little bit of a lag, but it's not bad. But that's kind of the system in a nutshell. Like I said, really easy to set up, really easy to fine tune it to do exactly what you want. It has a lot of capability. It does a lot of things, and I really like that. I really like that about this. So, guy at work recommended it to me. I took his advice after doing a little research on the other systems. Not much, really, because I kind of pretty much already knew I wanted to get this. Yeah, I went ahead and got it, you know, based on his recommendation and what he told me of the system, and it's doing exactly what I want. So, great cameras, good view, good night vision, really good night vision. Roll one of those in here. There are infrared lights in the face of the camera that light it up. So as you can see, the night vision of this area here, it's lighting up this, and it kind of, the contrast against out there is a little sharp. So you can see what's right here. You can't really see a lot of what's going on out there, but you still can. You still can pretty decent. Like you saw in the day shots too, the contrast is pretty sharp. There's really bright sunlight right now. It kind of throws a little bit of shade on what's up close, but what's up close, you can see what's going on. You know, you can still see. You can still see. It's good enough. So, really like the system. It's very inexpensive for what you're getting out of it. This is absolutely, you know, 20 years ago, a complete and total pipe dream that something like this could exist. I still stop and gape in amazement at the things that we have and what we can do. I'm recording this right now in 1080p from my phone. You're looking at me through my phone. Boop. That is just phenomenal to me. I can't get over the technology that we have these days. I have a 7. Those aren't gunshots. I don't know what that is, but that is not gunshots. We have a 7-passenger SUV that gets, you know, high 20s, low 30s in the range. That's just phenomenal to me, the technology, what we can do. I could live stream this to the internet right now if I wanted to. That is freaking amazing. It's just so cool. You know, I got another car that gets 50 miles to the gallon. It's a car. It's a 5-seater, 4 comfortably, whatever. That just is amazing to me. We have trucks that can tow 12,000 pounds, and they're just Class C trucks. It's just amazing to me, the technology that we've got available to us. It's really impressive. It's impressive what we've done and what we continue to do. And hopefully they don't stifle our ability to speak about it too much. And we can keep doing stuff like that. So, onward, forward, upward, arriba, andale. So that's kind of my review of the Arlo camera system. I highly recommend it. It's really good. If it meets your needs and kind of what I've described here, I really highly recommend it. It's a good system. It's really good. We haven't had any problems with it so far. The batteries are lasting a long time. Highly customizable. No wires to be run. Just mount the thing as long as it's inside, and you can get those Wi-Fi repeater things and get that set up and extend the range. You know, I wouldn't go too far with it, but really cool setup. So highly recommend it. If you guys have a need for something like that, they're great. They're absolutely fantastic. So that's the end of it. My review on the Arlo security camera system. security camera system. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a good one. We'll catch you on the next one.